There's a kind of hush all over the world tonight. There's a kind of hush all over the world tonight. All over the world you can hear the sounds of lovers in love. You know what I mean, just the two of us and nobody else inside. And I'm feeling good sitting here and holding you tight. So listen very carefully, closer now, and you will see what I mean. It isn't a dream. The only sound that you will hear is when I whisper in your ear, I love you forever and ever. There's a kind of hush all over the world tonight, all over the world. People just like us are falling in love. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Da da da. So listen very carefully. The only sounds that you will hear when I say this isn't a dream. Listen now, closer now, let me whisper in your ears, I love you forever and ever. I see you, Woody. I see you. Woody is saying, where is everybody? Hello, Peter. Alrighty then, it's Friday. We have buttery corn on the cob. We've got fresh baked beans, not from her, and right out of the Instant Pot no less, we have honey barbecue wings. Come and get it, you guys. Now, if any of you are on low carb, you can't eat what Scotty's bringing, okay? Because none of that is low carb. So I guess, I think somebody's bringing up some brisket, nice, juicy, fatty brisket, and some Brussels sprouts and salad. And what else? We've got mayonnaise made with avocado oil, with a little bit of Grey Poupon, Poupon, like Grey Poupon, mixed in with it. And we'll throw in a raw egg yolk, and we'll use that as a dipping sauce. So you got the buttery corn, the fresh baked beans, the Instant Pot has brought us honey barbecue wings, and it's a table that Scotty is setting up for us. So Woody says, hello, Peter and everybody. Where is everybody? And Scotty already, I gave him the menu. Eric, you're here, buddy. I'm so happy that you're, I'm so glad we have this time together just to sing a song and whatever the words are. So Eric, I'm so happy to see you here. Thank you for spending some time with me tonight. I've been waiting all week to see you, Eric. All week? Yes, I have. So what you been doing this week? And look, Carlos is here. He's saying, hey, 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 take it away. And let's see, I better start putting stars here so I know where I left off. Eric is saying hello, Peter-tarians. Carlos from Motivated Minds. Hey, hey, hey. Tell me what you say. Dr. Charles Richard is here and he's saying hello, Dolly. Well, hello, friends. It's about time we got together once again. And Motivated Minds is going, that was a wonderful opening, Peter. Well, what am I going to do? Going to walk and say hello? Or I'm going to sing a song? I'll sing a song. It's more fun that way. It's Friday. I've waited a whole week to see you. Where have you been my whole week? So, it's been a week. It's time to clean the glasses. Yeah, I saw the thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up if you're sitting here and you're lurking. If you're lurking, give it a thumbs up. I'm trying something new this week. I got my iPad in here, so anybody that's got my text can actually text me if there's something going on that I need to be told about, because I forgot to bring in all my telephones. So I'm just cleaning the glasses. Relax. It'll be over soon. It's not that painful. And we're here together. And I saw some of you guys, like Carlos, Motivated Minds. He put up a video, and he was live this week. Motivated Minds. You didn't catch it? Okay, here's his thingamajig. You go right there. You go to Motivated Minds, and the very first show that he ever did, he had little old me. I don't know how I rated to get that spot. He was probably didn't have his medication that day. He is a psychiatrist, you know. So, and, oh, Scotty's getting angry. There will be no pooping on tonight's meal. I didn't poop on it. I just gave an alternate one, something I can eat. Give me something I can eat, big boy. I mean, don't just make it for you. I need something I can eat. You could bring all that stuff and add a brisket or some burgers or hot dogs. Okay, it's because I'm trying to stay away from, can't you tell that my clothes are ballooning out? This should be like really tight, like that. Now, don't I look slim and handsome? Yeah, well look, I got a whole dress back here. I've been dropping weight, and that's not the reason I'm doing the low carb. It's not to drop the weight, it's just a benefit. I've been doing low carb to lower my sugar levels because the insulin is getting higher. And they're going to put me on medications, okay? The medicinal stuff that you take, you put it in your mouth, and then you go, oh, God, I hate taking pills. So I'm trying to avoid that and lower the sugar and up the fat. So why would I increase the fat and lower the sugar? Because your body can burn two things, okay? I'm not talking about, you know, when you fart and you put the candle in the back. That's not the kind of burning. Your body can burn sugar, which we constantly feed our body sugar. Jelly donuts, ice cream, chocolate pudding, a nice meal from McDonald's or Popeyes or Chick-fil-A. All of that is sugar, 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 okay? And your body burns the sugar. And because your body burns the sugar, when it's done, it adds the extra fat and put it here because it didn't burn it. So what you gotta do is you gotta switch the tank, like the big gear. Clunk. Okay, so now your body's burning fat. So if you put any sugar in it, your body's gonna look at the sugar and it's going, oh, Peter's been eating sugar for what, 68 years? So he's feeding me sugar, so I'm just going to go and burn that sugar right up, okay? It's called insulin resistance. It's a game, okay? So by depriving the sugar from, open the hatch over the gums and here, look out, tummy, here it comes. By depriving my stomach of the sugars, then the liver doesn't put out the insulin or whatever it is to burn the sugars. It's going, we got a lot of fat in the room, so we're going to start burning fat. And when it runs out of the fat, it's already burning fat, and it starts to take off this little belly, a big belly, okay? So when you're drinking soda, that's liquid candy. It's liquid sugar. I've learned that ketchup is a red form of sugar. Oh my God, this eating is dangerous, okay? I don't know what the heck to eat. So I just cut back, no grains of any kind, nothing with sugar. I've learned to look in carbohydrates. So where's my phone? So I thought eating blueberries was gonna be like awesome. Blueberries and me were like this, you know. I've been reading that blueberries has a lot of good things. It's a colorful fruit, and it's, you know, you eat all these different color fruits and all that kind of good stuff, and veggies, and most of them have sugars. So the blueberries that I've been eating are right near the top. Okay, so guess what's at the bottom? Strawberries. Okay, now I happen to like strawberries, so not a big deal to be eating the strawberries. So I cut out the blueberries because they're very high as an antioxidant. I mean, anybody that reads anything anywhere, you know that the blueberries are great antioxidants, but they're also just shoveling sugar right down into my tummy. And then that means when I pop that thing and stick my finger and make blood come out, my sugar level is going to be really high. Okay, now remember, the name of the game is I don't want to take the medication. That's the problem. I don't want to be sick either. All right, so that would be type 2 diabetes, and the doctor was going like, for the last 2 times, Peter, your sugar's going up, up, and up. I'm going to put you on metformin if you don't behave. Okay, so cut out the sugar. So I cut out the sugar a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. And then it sneaks in, you know, a jelly donut. I mean, nobody's looking. Why can't I just gobble it down? The jelly donut is just like, oh my God, it tastes so good. And then some homemade bread. Oh, I make the best homemade bread. The bread turns to sugar, so I'm feeding my body sugar. And I know some people that are very much into vegetarianism and all that stuff, and they probably don't know the difference between a highly sugared vegetable and a lowly sugared vegetable. Like, how many times have you skipped out on a baked potato and instead you had a sweet potato because it's healthy? It's actually considered a vegetable instead of a starch. So you eat a sweet potato. Well, do you have Siri? You guys, I mean, where's my phone? It's in my bedroom. Okay, so you go, hey Siri, and then the phone goes kaboom, or just ask what's that girl that you talk and she turns your lights on. Hey, how many carbs are in there in a baked potato? And listen to the response. You're allowed, if you're on the type of eating that I'm allowed 20 for the whole day, because I'm trying to switch my body over into ketosis, they call it. Okay, now that's not the dangerous one. There is a dangerous version, but that's not the one I'm working for. I'm not looking to get sicker, okay? So just use your Siri or your Alexa or your Hey Google and ask the phone, how many carbs are in this that I'm eating, okay? And then keep in mind you're playing the game. That, let's say you wanted to just kind of restrict your sugar, okay? You don't want to go all out like me, so you want to keep it under 75 carbs a day. All right, so ask how many, hey, Alexa, how many carbs is in my McDonald's milkshake? And then she'll answer. If I brought my phone, I would let her tell you right now. Okay, so if you got a phone, ask your phone right now. Just go, hey Siri, how many carbs are in raspberries? Okay, that's a standard one. I don't really like raspberries. And then say how many carbs are in strawberries. How many carbs are in a donut? How many carbs are in, what did Scotty bring? Ear of corn. Okay, and then remember, because I'm trying to avoid the medication and force my body to go down. Okay, I'm limited to 20 of the carbs a day, and I'm not talking about dirty carbs. Dirty carbs is when you take the fiber and you subtract it from the number of carbs, because the fiber is supposed to keep you from digesting the carbs, okay? So people will, 1 and 1 is 2, and 2 and minus the 3, and it's up. Okay, and then you get a number. That's a dirty carb, okay? A real carb, your body, your liver, never mind your body. My liver's right here, okay? So let me step back a little bit. My liver is right, I think right down here, okay? I got a little pain there. No, I don't. All right. So your liver sees sugar as sugar. It doesn't matter what form. If it's a fruit, if it's a vegetable, or if it's a jelly donut, the liver sees the sugar as a sugar. It's not subtracting fiber. It's not doing multiplication. It's not doing any of that crap. It's looking at the sugar. When it recognizes sugar, it makes insulin. The insulin gets pumped in to neutralize the sugar. Then it comes to where your insulin is not working, so it's got to make more insulin. So what you eventually get is insulin resistance. So now you've got insulin resistance, and it goes up, and your body's having a hard time keeping up with the sugars. Oh, the hell with it. Just eat the sugar that you want, right? So you could do that, and then eventually try to clean things up, okay? But I'm just trying to do it and learning what I can have. For instance, here's a good one. Whipped cream. It's got 1 carb for a whole fingerful. So you put the, okay, and you got a whole pile. Oh my God, it tastes better than sex. Okay, that's how good it tastes when you haven't had anything so for a long time. So that's 1 carb. Now, I'm not sure, but I think some kind of rule comes into play where it's something called like balance. So I'm not going to eat like a whole can of whipped cream because I think something else would react and I'd get diarrhea. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is right now eat what they call like a carnivore diet. When I switch over to a keto diet, it would be more where I can have my vegetables and stuff like that along with my meats, my butter, my eggs, my bacon, and my beef, okay? So when Scotty sent me off into a tangent here, and he said, there will be no pooping on tonight's meal. Okay, just provide something I can eat too. I just saw Jim Monday. He put up a video. I just saw your video, Jim. How you doing? He's saying happy Friday and good evening, Peter and gang. I'm Greek. Well, I was, or well, I am. I'm still Greek. So the Greek Orthodox Easter starts tonight. So you guys that are running the Passover, happy Passover. The American Easter was last Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then for the Greek Easter, it's this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So why did I bring that up? It's going to be something to do with Jim. Anyway, I saw Jim, and he was out and walking around and just talking. Did a great job, Jim. What a nice video. You were very, very warm and inviting, talking to me and with me rather than at me. You did a great job, okay? So I don't think it would matter what you talked about. You've got this interesting personality and a warm and friendly personality. I'm talking about Jim. So Jim's got 1 video, 1. He's got 1 video up. So you could go over, see where it's in red, and it says Jim Monday over there where it says it's in red. So you could look him up. You can subscribe to his channel. And when he puts up something, it's just kind of like a casual conversation. He doesn't really have a direction yet as to what he wants his channel to do. So he's just playing, which is what I've told a lot of you guys to do. Just play. Just make a video. There's nobody watching. Really. Don't even be embarrassed. You could go up there naked. Well, maybe if you're naked, you might actually draw some attention. But if you throw some clothes on, some clean underwear like your mama told you, okay? People, 3 views, 10 views, okay? There's nobody watching you. So enjoy the what do you call it when you're kind of like under the radar? Enjoy the invisibleness of it. Don't think like, oh, wait a minute, let me turn the camera on. Hello. I want to make a good video, 'cause the whole world is watching me. Let me get some water. Ain't nobody watching you. Hello? After a whole week of your video being up there, you might get 5 views. Look at this channel right here, okay? So all these videos, they become unlisted, meaning if you don't even know where to look for them, you can't even watch the rerun. Now here's your hint. Go to my channel, this one here, look in the playlists, and that's where I put all the videos. You can go and find it. If you ever miss, you know, a video and you want to see what happened Friday night, you can go and look in the playlist and the live video will be there. Or if you get lonely and you need somebody to talk to you and you just want a comforting voice, you could go and you don't even have to watch. You don't even have to look at your screen, okay? So you could just listen to me talking and I would keep you company. So let's get back. So that's Jim Monday. He's got a brand new video. Proud of you, Jim. I'm very proud of you. You did it. You really reached out. You turned on the camera and you talked for 5, 10, 15 minutes into the camera or your phone. And then you had the balls, the guts to make it public. Yay. Okay, so you guys want to see what Jim Monday did? Look in the red over there. Look him up. Let me put him back up real quick. So you see his avatar, the picture? That's how you'll recognize, because there's more than one Jim Monday, okay? So that's how you'll recognize which Jim Monday it is. That he's ours. The one that looks with the black and white avatar, he's ours. So Eric, he's got a channel. See, it's in red. Does the profile CineStyle make the video a raw video? No, it does not. A profile is coloring. A coloring interpretation. RAW, H.264, H.265 is how it gets recorded, and the two don't meet. So if this was getting recorded in H.264, which it is, okay, it wouldn't matter, you know, anything pertaining to the coloring. I could completely turn this into a black and white. So the CineStyle is a coloring, let's say formula or recipe, and that's what it looks like. So you can't record in CineStyle. You could look at any camera or anything. You could look at, you know, the Atomos. There's no CineStyle for the recording modes. You would find ProRes RAW. You would find RAW, Nikon RAW, Sony RAW, Canon RAW. Okay, now I'm not saying they're all there. I'm just saying those are the way that it would record it. But how about what profile? Oh, well, what kind of profile? A profile is how does it read the colors? How does it interpret the colors? That is what CineStyle is. The new, I'm working on a seminar, and it's going to have those different parts for how to set the cameras for pictures and how to set the camera for videos. And believe it or not, the two are very similar, okay? Because you could use the same color profile. Okay, so what's a color profile? How about the easy one? When you open your camera and you look in there, it says standard. Bam! That's a color profile. And then it's got neutral. Bam! That's another color profile. And then it's got portrait. Color profile. Then you've got the logs, log 1, log 2, log 3. Those are all color interpretations, color recordings, and that's what gets recorded in whatever method you're recording it. So whether you're recording it on a chalkboard, or you're recording it on a blackboard, or you're recording it on paper, okay, it would still be that color profile that would get put down. However, in cameras, we're not using chalkboards. We're not using whiteboards. We're not using paper. We're using SD cards. We're using SSD, what do you call it, hard drives. We're using Atomos, okay. We're using, in my case, I'm using the Mac Mini M1. this is actually being broadcast, all right, but it's also getting recorded into the computer. So that's what that is. So here is Mr. Camera Junkie, my buddy Lewis, and his sidekick there, Aiden. Hi, Aiden. How you doing, big boy? You being a good boy? It's kind of late, so I don't know if you're up or if you're not. But I'll see you tomorrow night, Aiden, when Daddy's on tomorrow at 11. Okay, so Mr. Camera Junkie, the words are in red, right there, in red. He will be live tomorrow night at 11 o'clock. And a lot of us are going to be in on his show because it'll be Saturday night. Okay, and then Sunday night, you'll have Motivated Minds, which is Carlos. And he will be live 9 o'clock Sunday night. And then the rest of us, we all, put our shows up. And when I see it, I will mention it. As a matter of fact, Mark, MDM, sent me some black and white pictures, which I didn't think to put them in this computer. They're in the other computer. Now, Mark is a professional photographer, like some of you are. He did a great job. So I wrote him back, but he never answered me, or I never saw him answer me. But I did see his pictures, and it's very, very good. So remember to hit the like button, everybody. Yeah, we're getting weak on the hitting the like button. When you watch Mr. B, Tom Buck, my Mr. B, that's Mr. B to me is Tom Buck, okay? And you're watching him live. When you're watching Lewis, Mr. Camera Junkie, live. When you're watching Randy, and he put up a video, you hit the like button, okay? This gives YouTube the indication, the signal, that there's activity going on. And YouTube wants that activity because that's how they decide, yeah, I'm going to put up and send people over to that channel, or no, I'm not. Okay, so I have videos go up, not many interactions, it hardly gets any views. Actually, the last one on my camera channel was a really, really good video. It shows you how you can get really long cable runs for your camera. Okay, and I didn't know it before. Some of you guys knew it, but it doesn't matter. One person's going to learn something from it. Okay, so you can get up to 100, 400 feet of cable. And this becomes important because if you're going to use HDMI or something to that effect, hey, don't you want to know how you could go past the 20 or the 25 feet and still get a good solid signal? Because I was having trouble getting a solid signal. But now I do it much better. So I made a video on it, but not too many people clicked on it. YouTube is not even sharing it. So there's a lot of people that need to see that particular video because a lot of people are into streaming and into stuff like that. But YouTube is not, I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you this is why we say to hit the like button. And not only for me, for Mr. Camera Junkie and for the other guys. So when Lewis says hit the like button, he knows what he's talking about, okay? He's talking about let's show some activity on the channel so that YouTube gets a kick in the nuts and they say, okay, we'll show it to other people. Otherwise, they just let it fall by the wayside. This includes every single one of you guys. None of you are exempt if you're putting up any kind of videos, okay? So if it's dormant and it's quiet, okay, like I like to watch a kid, his name is Evan Scarpato, okay, it's all about college and stuff. Now, I'm not in college, I'm 68 years old, but I'm there to encourage him. He's 18. So how do I do that? I make a comment, I give it a thumbs up. Same thing for Mr. Camera Junkie. I make a comment, I give it a thumbs up. Tom Buck, I make a comment, I give it a thumbs up. Aaron Short, the music, and Sean in Australia. I make a comment, I say hello, I give it a thumbs up. YouTube is going like, whoa, whoa, we got activity here. Maybe this is a good video for us to put advertisements on. So they start, exposing it more. So I'm not just saying this for you to just pat me on the back. Thank you if you do. Okay, what am I going to say? Don't? All right? Do. Yes, do. I want that. But we do it for our other people also. So Miros here, good for you. He's talking about my weight loss. Thank you, good buddy. I appreciate that. And I'll tell you what, I don't have that cloudiness. You know how you get a little cloudy sometimes? Since I dropped the sugar, it's been over 2 months now. I'm approaching 3 months. So that brain fog, that's the word I was looking for. That brain fog is not there like it used to be. And also that 3, 4 o'clock, okay, time for a nap, okay, that has depreciated too. And I'm not exercising, well, yes I am. I'm walking on the treadmill, but only about 15 minutes. And I'm sissy walking. I mean, 1.3 miles per hour. It's kind of like strolling. If I were just to walk around here, and I just did a little walk around in a circle down here, okay, that's not really exercising, but it's movement. All the muscles from my butt all the way down to my arches are actually making some kind of movement. So they're calling for fuel. They're calling for energy. And guess what kind of energy I'm burning? Hello? Did I tell you what kind of energy I'm burning? It's not sugar, because I'm not putting sugar in the mouth over the gums. Look out, tummy, here it comes. No, no, no. What they need to do is invent a pill that actually neutralizes sugar so your body doesn't see it. Because you know what? You want to know the truth? I want to eat the frickin' jelly donuts and ice cream and chocolate pudding. I just don't want my body to recognize it. And that's why you got people that go into, what is it, when they throw up after they eat? Okay, I'll enjoy it and then I'll throw it up, and then it becomes a problem. It becomes a disease, okay? Something that is kind of like an addiction, okay? I don't remember the name of that, but it's not good for you. So don't be eating and throwing up, okay? That's not what I'm saying. However, hello? Okay, so however, wouldn't it be nice to take a pill and the body can't see the sugar? You know, so yeah, they have things to speed up your metabolism, to burn the sugar, but they need something that makes the sugar completely invincible-ish, completely gone. So Charles is saying, Q, Q, Q. He wants to ask me a question. He's being cute. Charles, you're so cute, buddy. All right, Peter, I had a choice of cameras to choose from today between a Pentax 645, a Bronica SQA. Now, I know what the Bronica is, but I don't know the individual models. Both medium format film cameras. I chose and I bought the Pentax. Good choice. Did I make the right choice? Yes, I would have chosen the Pentax. I think Pentax has quietly, under the radar, always made really, really good, solid cameras. The same with Fuji, which Charles loves Fuji, okay? That doesn't mean I like Fuji for video, but does Fuji make a good camera? F yeah, they do. Fuji makes a very solid camera. And when we were in film, Fuji was right there neck and neck competing with Kodak with the professional films that I would use. So I would use a camera like, well, it's too hidden for me to go get it. Can you see it? I don't know. Can you see this camera here? This is a Rollei SL66 back here. Can you see that? Or a Minolta twin lens reflex. Okay, so this would be the film camera that I would use at weddings, day in and day out. I'd shoot a roll of 24 pictures, take it, open it, get a new one. And you notice the viewfinder, this is called the twin lens reflex because it's got two lenses. Twin lens reflex. That means one lens is looking at when I look down in here, and the other lens is what, if I cock the shutter, the picture's taken on that one down here. So this is called a twin lens reflex. Then they came out with the camera which did away with the second lens, and that was called a single lens reflex. So when the word reflex is in there, that means it's got a reflection, reflexiones. Okay, it's not a real word, I just made it up, but reflection is a real word. Single lens reflex is what most cameras came to, and they accomplished that by putting a mirror that went up and down. Okay, and even digital cameras, when we had the digital SLRs, or digital, which would DSLMs, okay, and that would have a mirror that would go up and down, and then the sensor would read it. And then eventually they evolved into what is called mirrorless. So we have digital single lens mirrorless, DSLMs. Okay, so that means there is no mirror that goes up and down. So that's what the digital single lens reflex is for. The word reflex means there is some kind of reflection going on. Now, what Charles bought is a film camera, and in order to see the film, the mirror has to pop up, the film gets exposed, which is back here, and then the mirror goes back down. And there's quite a few makes. One of them is a Bronica, which is an excellent make, and another one is a Pentax 645. Okay, so now medium format also happens to have different sizes, just like the cameras that you and I use now. We've got the crop sensors, the full frame sensors, we got micro four thirds. All of that still exists. Well, in film, you've got the Pentax, which is the 645. See, this is the one he said. Okay, so he said the Pentax 645. So the 645 means it's a medium format that's cropped to a 4x5. Okay, because a true medium format is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, which is 5x5. Okay, so they cropped it. You get a few more pictures out of the film, but you're still advancing the film unless it's got a motor drive. Plus, I just think that the Pentax makes a great lens. Okay, so you chose the same one I would choose. So I would say, good choice, good choice. And yes, Charles, the last kitchen video that I put up, Charles, last week, was it last week or was it the week before? He gave me a little hint to do van life. Okay, van life means to address a group of people. Like you've got white people. When you say about white people, you're talking to a group of people. When you say black people, you're talking to a group of people. When you're talking, let's say you divide people up, Catholics, you're talking to a group of people. Baptists, you're talking to a group of people. All right, so van life is a group of people. They're buyers, they're consumers. They like to either go out and live in a van for a while or permanently live in a van, so on and so forth. And once you're living in a van, you've got to power things. So how do you power things? So they've got there's a whole life. It's called van life. And so Charles said last week, Peter, you're missing the whole market. Do something about it, buddy. So I did. Let's unplug this and plug that back in. There we go. Let's unplug that and plug that back in. There we go. Okay. All right. So thank you for that, Charles. I did. I followed your suggestion, and we'll see what that is called. So Eric says, I picked up a side job. I'm working with a Family Feud. Oh, you're going to join the Family Feud show? That's not what he wrote. I'm advanced reading, speed reading. I'm working with a family friend dictating guerrilla film scripts. It feels good to be working creatively. After they are done time to shoot them. He said, I installed Technicolor CineStyle on my 90D. I love the grayish look, but I can add color if needed. And that's why I explained it. It's kind of like a flat, meaning that it's going to be subduing the colors, and CineStyle is probably one of the more popular ones. I can't say it's the most popular, but it's right up there near the top. You want to know, if you're older like me, when's the first time you actually ever heard of a color profile? Is when you heard movies that go, this was filmed in Technicolor. Technicolor is a profile. It's the way they process the colors. Technicolor is much more vivid, jumping off the screen in the movies. It's actually, and they did a good job. It's beautiful. Okay, so color by Technicolor is probably the first color format profile that you guys have heard about. Not saying every single person, because never say never and never say everyone, okay? But just generally. So Norm is here. Good evening, happy Passover, Merry Christmas, Peter. Good evening, Greggies, all around the world. And yes, I was just looking at that, Norm. People are tuning in from all around the world, not just the USA, so, or Canada, which is where Norm is. So it's kind of a little bit inspiring there. Camera change. Okay, so that is so cool. I love you, Norm. Thank you for being here. I have a personal, not really a personal, I have a religious question to ask you. This week or last week, was there 2 Sabbaths? I might not be asking the right question, okay? But there's something I need to look up because I got into quite a heated argument, okay? You know, a lot of Christians think they know everything and nobody can tell them anything. And I was in a conversation and I tried to stay quiet because you never win at a religious, you know, battle. I don't even want to call it a conversation because the other guy thinks that he knows everything. So what am I going to say? So the topic was, if Jesus said he was going to be in the tomb for 3 days and 3 nights, how does Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and if he rose Sunday morning while it was still dark, how does that add up to 3 days and 3 nights? So I had my little to-do with this little group of people. They were just interested in arguing. I'm sorry, I'm calling it farting around, because it's like, what are you going to prove? Any of us can go back in time and, okay. So I did some studying, and they said during the Holy Week of Passover, there was, I think it was either, is it 2 Sabbaths or something? So I wanted to find out if you knew anything about that. I'm not trying to start an argument. God forbid. Okay? But it made me think of you. I said, I bet Norm would know, you know. So hello to you, to your kids. Me is saying, I bet you're feeling a lot better. Yeah, I am feeling better. At the beginning, I wasn't. It was like I was spending and focusing so much time on what I couldn't eat that it was pissing me off. Okay, so, you know, I just kind of like stopped paying attention to that. I'm fiddling around with the mic here. You shouldn't hear anything. I'm pulling, I guess I'm not. I'm pulling that out. Okay. So, Norm is driving the kids back home. So, Norm has a son and a daughter. Okay. Listening as I drive back on the couch in 30 minutes. The chicken, they had chicken for dinner. Every family enjoyed it. The chicken, not so much because he was cooked. You get it? Get the joke? So, he's listening while he's driving. Pay attention. Both hands on the wheel, okay, no fooling around. Okay, so you got to hand it to Norm. Week in and week out, he has dinner, has his children over, then he drives them home. Okay, and I think that is just being such a wonderful dad, which is one of the best things anybody can be, is a dad. I crave in my heart to be a dad, and I'm not. And at 68, guess what? It ain't going to happen. So, Lewis is here. Hi, Lewis. I love you. How are you doing? Peter, you're looking healthy. Thank you. This shirt kind of looks wrinkly and baggy and stuff. Well, it's the best I could do. Okay, so if I pulled it in like it normally would be, then I don't look so bad. But I got all this, you know, extra shirt now. What am I going to do? Throw it away? Hell no. And then Lewis is saying hello to Eric and Mark. And hello, Peter and friends. I've been having a sugar rush today. So, Lewis, what does a sugar rush mean? Does it mean you ate too much sugar or you're craving for sugar? Either way, I could sympathize with you. Here's my big boy, Sammy. How you doing, big guy? I love you, Sam. I'm so glad you're here. And he holds down the northern end. Well, I do the southern end, and me and Lewis down here, because he's up in the northern part of the world. There's a kind of hush all over the world. So hi to everybody. Oh, so you're saying don't be sad if no one is supporting. No. You've got to be you and Jim Mundy and everybody. Raymond, I haven't seen Raymond. When you put up a video, put it up for fun. Okay, I know, I do it too. I put up a kitchen video and then I go like, is anybody going to watch this? Is anybody going to give it a thumbs up? So don't be sad if no one is supporting. That's true. Because start doing it for yourself. And Lewis is saying, Jim, I'm your 12th subscriber. Wonderful video, buddy. Now that's what I'm talking about when I say supporting each other. So Lewis doesn't have like a big following, and Jim Mundy doesn't have a big following, but we're helping each other out. We're patting each other on the back. We're making each other know that the other guy is there for us, and we're not alone. No one is alone, okay? We're here together. Best water in the world. Ah, cold. I put ice cubes in it, and it's so delicious. So Lewis is number 12. So Jim Monday, you just got another subscriber. I'm so proud of you, Jim. I really, really am. Good for you. See, that's supporting each other. Henry, how you doing, Henry? I'm so happy to see you. And good evening, Peter and the camera buffs. You notice we go way beyond cameras here on the Friday night show. Okay, on the big show, yeah, it's all about cameras. In Peter's kitchen, it's all about cooking something, okay? But on here, we talk about all kinds of stuff. So Lewis says, I need to join MDM Live. I don't think, Lewis, I don't think that Mark goes live. I think he just puts up a video or puts up pictures. But if he's in, he can chime in and tell us. Okay, and of course Carlos. Carlos is going to be live tomorrow. No, day after tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Pacific Time. Okay, so Eric says, I will be using Premiere Pro to do my coloring. I still have the Adobe Creative Cloud student discount. That's pretty cool. Scotty is saying, since he's got a question, okay. Since wedding season is getting underway, do you have any idea how to soften the speed lights? Nighttime receptions can be tricky when using harsh direct flash. Okay, he's talking about my bounce cards. Okay, you need to diffuse your lights. All right. So Lewis is asking him, are you actually doing any diffusion? So Scotty is saying yes. And he's smiling because he knows he's talking about my diffusers. So what is a diffuser? Okay, a diffuser is when you take a light, a bulb, and you put a lampshade over it, you're diffusing that light. You think you're decorating the room by putting a lampshade on, but the lampshade is to diffuse the light. So most flash guns have where the flash comes out directly. So when you fire directly, it's kind of harsh because most people don't walk around with a flashlight blowing the light into other people's eyes. Okay, usually there's an overhead light of some type. Outside it's the sun, and if there's clouds, it's kind of like a big umbrella up there. Inside there's ceiling lights. Over here I've got soft boxes. I've got a hair light coming on top. But when we do flash photography, we're doing direct light right there when it should be diffused, which is what you put on, some kind of a diffuser. So this unit that I'm using now is one that I personally invented, all right, and it's called the Better Bounce Card Flash Diffuser. So what it does is it doesn't block the light coming out of the flash at all. It actually lets the light out loose, like free range, like you get free range eggs and free range chickens and free range meat and all that stuff. So I do free range light. But what I'm doing with the light is I'm making it go straight up. And eventually it's going to reach a surface up there. and that surface is going to bounce the light. And when the light bounces, it's like a bouncing ball. It bounces and comes back down, okay? But this also does a second thing. It also is going to capture some of the light that's going around the rim, and it's going to capture that and diffuse it by making a big surface area here and send it forward. So the single flash unit actually is now creating two sources of light. That is much more flattering, much more appealing. You've got hundreds of people out there trying to sell you their diffuser. You've got the ones that look like a Tupperware bowl that just captures the light and then it sends it around in every direction that you can think of, okay? Then you've got another one that's like a cap that goes on, but basically the cap is the same size as the Frenzel that you have here. So you're not really doing much by doing that. You think you're doing it psychologically, like wearing the masks. I wear the mask. So in Florida, well, not in Florida, there's a national judgment that struck down the mask mandates. So by law, there's no mask mandates anymore. But I went to Publix last week. I still wore it because they've been training me to feel more secure by wearing the mask. Okay, so by putting a cover on here, even though it's like a little cup, you know, kind of like the protection cup you use down there, it's not much bigger than the area that you're protecting, but it kind of diffuses the blow if you get hit with a ball or something, okay? Well, the same thing with that cap. So what this does is it takes it a step ahead or more, and it lets the light go free. It's not letting the flash head get hot, okay, or overheat, but it's also capturing the light that's going this way and sending it forward. So contrary to what you think, there is some control. So if I turn this on and I set it to 105 millimeters, it's going to send a more narrow beam upward, which means there's less light to bounce off backwards. So if there's less light to bounce off backwards, that means there's stronger light going up and coming back down. But what if I want stronger light going forward? All right, now I could set the setting on the flash unit, not the camera, on the flash unit to 24 millimeters, meaning it's going to move the lenses that are inside of your flash unit. They all have that, okay? And all of a sudden, there's much more light that's coming out around. So it's going to capture much more light, and it's going to bounce that light forward, diffused, and send less light up. So you can control the amount of light you're sending forward and upward. And in effect, you are diffusing your light. Now, the advantage of this thing is it doesn't even register in terms of weight. If I put it here on my scale, okay, it's not even an ounce. It's a third of an ounce. So there's no weight to this at all. So when you're adding something onto your camera, okay, there's no weight to this, and the band is stretchable, okay, on my unit. Not everybody's unit, but on mine, it's stretchable. Okay, so where's the camera? Over there, okay. So now it's like if you had a big flash diffuser like that Tupperware, I owned one of those, and you hit it, okay, this one's, nothing's gonna happen. It's all foam, okay. It's made by pressurizing a white selected item with a black selected item, okay. So the people, if I was shooting over there, they're not getting blasted with the light if I'm taking pictures of good old Santa Claus over there, okay? But if I was using the Tupperware or most of the other ones, they send the light everywhere. And of course, their marketing people are saying, we send light everywhere, okay? But if you had two runners from right here, and they were gonna run to the camera, okay? And I say, go! And one of them's gonna go straight to the camera, the other one's gotta go to the back wall, and then come back up to the camera. Well, guess what? That runner has no effect on the image at all. So the light that you're bouncing directly to the back, when you actually have light going to the front directly, it doesn't participate in the image, all right? Now, the light that goes up and bounces down, it kind of like rains. Okay, so picture like fireworks where it's just raining down out of the sky. Plus, on the unit that I invented this for myself. And the reason that they're for sale is people just kept stealing them. When I was doing weddings, I would come back with no flash diffusers because other photographers were stealing them from me. So I put them up for sale, okay? So now your camera is usually sitting here. The flash head sits on your camera. So many times a photographer will turn the camera sideways because he wants to do a portrait-oriented shot. Well, with the one that I invented, you just do that and you're in business. So how long is that? Less than a second, a twinkling of an eye, and you go from landscape to portrait, camera down, camera sideways, camera down, camera sideways. So this is not a commercial for my diffuser. I'm trying to educate you as you're looking at all the diffusers to buy. Yeah, I do sell mine. They're on petergregg.com. I don't even know if I have a link down there. And I still use mine, even though I have 15 or 18 different ones. This is still the best one to use because you lose them. They cost retail less than $10 a piece or around $10 each. So you could afford to lose them all year long. All right, if you lose one of your $50 or $100 ones, it's going to cost a lot of money to get it replaced. So that's what Scotty wanted me to talk about. He likes me to make an advertisement on my products. But there is a lot to learn, and that is one of the chapters in my my seminar that I will be selling, my course. It will be on flash photography, how to deal with it in many of the different areas, okay? Not just areas, different situations. If you're outside, you're going to treat your flash photography very different than if you're inside. And then if you're inside in a big room versus a small room, you're going to treat your flash photography different. And if you're in the bat cave where there's nothing, and you're in a church where the ceiling is 400 feet tall, you're going to treat your flash again differently. So all that is going to get taught in my course, and that will only be on the part for the flash photography, where I'm still developing the chapters. So all of that will get taught, and all you'll need is the one single course, and it'll take you through a good chunk of what you need to know. I'm not going to get so much into the business aspect of it, but like I said, I haven't finished making all the chapters yet. So let me take a look through here because we're about 11 o'clock. So Eric says, when I took a photography class, we would use a film camera. Okay, gave the Canons. Unfortunately, the AE1 stopped working. I learned how to make hummus from chickpeas. Is that carbs for you, Peter? It's delicious. You want to know? I don't know the answer to that. Ask, if you got one of those phones that you could talk, go, hey Siri, how much carbs are in chickpeas? And tell me, because I used to make hummus, and if hummus is very low in carbs, it might be something I can add to my diet, and I'm not aware of it until you just told me about it. So Norm is answering my question. During Passover, we observe the first day with the full synagogue service, and the 8th day with a full synagogue service, including the memorial prayers, which is referred to as Yizkor. These days, it may fall on the Sabbath or any other weekday. If it falls on a Saturday, the Passover service coincidences with the Sabbath service. If it falls on another day, you can interpret it as a second Sabbath. See, now you just taught me something, and I wish I knew that a few days ago, so I could have looked smarter with these a-holes that just wanted to flap their jaws like they knew everything in the Bible. Nobody knows everything, okay? So, you know, well, anyway, thank you, Norm. Thank you, Norm. Thank you, Norm. Thank you, Norm. So, Aaron says, you're not alone, buddy. Boy, do I enjoy listening to you. Aaron's another guy who does a lot of live streaming. And where is he? The red, right down here, red. Aaron Short Music. Okay. I enjoy listening to you on Sunday afternoons. I don't sit there and watch you. Yes, I know you're beautiful. You have a handsome face. Okay, but I just put on the big speakers because I have in my room. I've got a really nice set of speakers. Okay, let's call them production speakers, and I just listen to you. And boy, you sound so good. You look good too, but boy, you sound so good. That it's like excellent. So if you want to hear Aaron every Sunday, which means he's going to be on Sunday too. Okay, so Sunday night we'll have Carlos at 9 o'clock, and Aaron's going to be 4 o'clock, and it's going to give you at least an hour concert. Okay, so that is awesome. I love you, Aaron. Thank you so much. Jim Monday is saying thank you to Lewis for signing up, and they're talking about guitars lessons. Norm says Sabbath in that week, but I've not heard the term Passover. Is Passover the Sabbath is the Sabbath? No, that might be me being confused. So don't let me add my confusion to the mix. Okay, I just know that there's something going on there. I just wasn't able to put my finger on it. So Carlos says to Jim Monday page, beautiful lake and a great share. Leave him a like and a comment. So Carlos went and looked up Jim's video. That's what you guys should do too. Okay, all of you should go and just give Jim Monday a little bit of support. Okay, so hope that clarifies the Sabbath question. Yes, you added something to me, and I will be able to actually follow that rabbit trail. Here's Randy. I was going to say earlier and I forgot. It started in my mind, but it never came out of my mouth. Randy, are you sleeping? I enjoy putting videos on because I'm putting my views on products, and it's my opinion, no interruptions, and the learning experience is invaluable. Now, Randall Brander, right there, find his channel. He puts up video after video after video, and he's not interacting with, I don't care how many people are watching or not watching. I'm doing this because I enjoy doing this. So Randy is a textbook example of making videos, sharing what he likes. He gets a lens, he gets a new lens, or he's interested in something about a camera. Guess what? He slaps up a video on it, and he's just as content as a bug is snug in a rug, okay? And so he is a textbook example of making it and not letting anything disturb him. If he doesn't get the views, or if he gets a lot of views, Randy is just still consistent as can be. So Aaron is going, honestly, buddy, I got a bit burnt out on the online thing. I'm enjoying being out in the real world again. Maybe I will get back into it. That's okay. It happens to me too. It happens to all of us. Lewis even gets burnt out. So now I'm skipping through because we're going to end the show. I'm looking for something. Okay. Okay, so Norm is talking to Charles, and Mr. Camera Junkie says, I vouch for your bounce cards. I've used the higher and more expensive units. I prefer your bounce cards. See, now that's something I can't say too loud, because there's people out there selling stuff from $60 to $200. And I'm selling mine like at $10. Now I don't just sell one. I sell a package of 3 or 4, because it's like for $10. I don't want to put the whole system into Motivation, and then they charge me to do the shipping from the fulfillment service. So I sell them in packs, okay? And I sell like small, large, extra large, and even another one. So, but the truth is, it's kind of like a toy, but the dang thing works better than anything I have experienced. And I've experienced the best to the worst, and the better bounce cards, honestly. Okay, of course, this is my opinion, and it's kind of like, it's a little bit hard to, you know, to say it, because, you know, it sounds like I'm tapping myself on the back, but That's the ones I use. That's the best endorsement I can give. What do you use? I use mine. Why? Because they're free and you can just go pick one off the shelf? No, because it works the best. Now, it's better when somebody else says it, and that's why I got excited when Lewis said I can vouch for the bounce cards. Okay? Now, there's other ones that can be much a better point of conversation. Wow, that looks good. How much did you pay for that? It looks cool, but then it weighs a lot, okay? And it's got a lot of stuff that you tumble over. If you hit it, it could crack off the hot shoe, and then you got to get that fixed. So that's why it's, it's interesting. Thank you, Lewis, for that. Norm says, every time you say blank, my iPhone lady wakes up. Hey, Siri. Hey, Siri. How many carbs in strawberries? Now Norm's phone is going to tell him how many carbs there are in strawberries. And I'm just kind of looking through. See, Peter, I told you you were looking healthy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Scotty says, I'm hoping Tom Buck will test out the Nite King B2 microphone. Hint, hint, Tom. I don't think Tom's in tonight. He's on a hot date. He's got this real cool chick. Her name is Heather. Absolutely gorgeous. She's just drop dead gorgeous. And he's just going out with her tonight, or they're going in the hot tub tonight. They're going to have a romantic evening. They don't have time for me, little me, fatso, with this big dress that I'm wearing. But I love you, Tom. I love you, Mr. B. I love you, Heather. There's so many of you guys that I love in here. So just thank you for being here with me. I hope you all had a wonderful week, Passover, for the guys that are celebrating that. And if the Lord is willing and the bridge isn't up or out, then I will see you next Friday night when the gang will all be here. I love you. God bless you. I do pray for every one of you every single night. Not once a week, night after night. Well, actually, it's the day now. I used to pray late at night, and my prayers got moved to the morning. It just kind of happened, and it's just staying that way. I actually am doing my prayer time when I'm doing the walk on the treadmill because I get bored. So I'm thinking like, okay, I'm walking here on the treadmill. I ain't going nowhere. So I can move the TV over. How about if I do my prayer time while I actually am walking on the treadmill? Bingo! We got a match. Good answer. So that's why I got moved from the evening to the morning. So that's just TMI, too much information. But I don't mind sharing with you what I'm doing in my life. So I love each and every one of you. I'm so glad every time I see your name, it pops up. I feel we're together as a family, and it just makes me happy. So good night to everybody. You could say good night to each other, those of you that love each other. Don't forget, what did I learn? Somebody put something in the Peter Gregg live group. I think it was Charles. Okay? And I think that's where I got the van life thing. Was it? Well, whatever it was, I thanked him in that group. So on Facebook, there's a Peter Gregg live group. Peter Gregg live group. Peter Gregg live group. And I think it's all one word. So you got to put all those words. You got to join, okay, meaning it's private. And it's not because I'm trying to keep anybody out, but it's because I'm trying to keep people out. That means we could talk amongst ourselves, and it's private. Don't argue. Don't call anybody names. Don't get heated. Don't get hot under the collar. I know you're all alpha males, okay? But you'll get your hand slapped, all right? Randy is the moderator. We don't attack each other. We love each other. When I was growing up, I was never allowed to hit or touch my brothers, okay? If I hit one of them or they hit one of us, bam, we all got it with the belt. So we learned no hitting. So no hitting, no attacking in the Peter Gregg Live group. You go in there with love and smile on your face. If somebody says something contrary to what you think, just respond like you're eating a jelly donut. A big smile on your face and just correct it once, and that's the end of it. Don't get all hot and bothered like an alpha male, okay? We don't need a room full of alpha males, all right? That's all All right, so now I'm saying good night to everybody, and I will see you when? Next week. There's a kind of hush all over the world tonight.